What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome to OMNIBROS Live on this Thursday when we talk about our character-defining comic book artists and who are yours, part 2. Because somebody was doing it in the chat or doing it offline, thinking we were live for the last 10 minutes.
Dude, yeah, we did the OMNIBROS sponsorship.
Dude.
We did the preview of we went 10 minutes straight, and I asked you, Gabe, I don't think we're live, because I kept reading the chat and they kept running with the whole bands that are late thing. I'm like, oh shit, we're not live. You guys have literally missed 10 minutes of us talking.
Dude, you guys missed the best parts of the show. That was a great time, man. We had that was like the time when I got really drunk with Grant Morrison. I blacked out, and the next day I was like, dude, I don't remember talking to you, but I got pictures of us together, and I know we were hanging out. And he told me the secrets to the universe. So it kind of feels like
shit. Oh my god, that's great. You know what?
Either way, huh?
You know what? It isn't a secret to the universe.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's not a secret is how awesome InStockTrades.com is, everybody. That's right, InStockTrades.com, our #1 spot for all of our graphic novels, omnibuses, trade paperbacks, collected editions, DC omnibuses, library editions, manga, like all that great stuff. InStockTrades.com. And I'm letting you guys know this because I know you're all smart shoppers, right? We don't want to spend cover price on our omnibuses. Inflation's wild these days. Insurance is going up. Everything's going crazy. So we're here to save you money by letting you know that InStock Trades has discounts, deep, steep, crazy discounts of like anywhere from 35%, 50%, 60%, sometimes even more. Especially if you want to check out that red tag sale they got going on, you will get some crazy fun, awesome discounts through there. And that discounts don't stop there, people. There's an additional 2% loyalty discount that you get. So you make an order, your immediate next order is going to be 2% cheaper. So hit up InStockTrades.com, the best packaging, best customer service, best pricing, InStockTrades.com. On Monday, we did our $50 gift card giveaway thanks to InStock Trades. We do that every month on the last Monday of the month. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on that every month. And it's all the crazy, cool, fun stuff we do here on a regular basis. But make sure you hit up InStockTrades.com for all your collected edition needs, people. Woo! We are on it. Let's do this. So, Lou, I was thinking, man, you know what? There's so many artists that work on characters, and it seems like mine and yours, everybody has a different defining artist. Like when I say a name or I hear a comic book character, in my head pops some artist that to me is defining that character for myself. I know you have yours as well. Yes. Everybody in the chat, this is going to be a fun show where you can join in on this as well. And definitely let us know what your defining artists are when we talk about these characters. Woof. Yeah, it's going to be a good show. It's going to be fun, everybody. So we're going to just be talking about artists and defining character artists. Like,
right.
I'll throw it out there real quick. I'm just gonna name a name of a character for you, Lou. Close your eyes. What's the first image that comes up? That's basically going to be your defining artist, I think, when it comes down to that character.
Right. What you got?
What I got? Let's start off with a goodie. Superman.
Oh, okay. Superman. So
when I say Superman, or you hear Superman, what image, like what artist artwork do you think of that's your Superman?
See, okay, so Superman for me, that's such a character that has had the gamut of incredible artists. I mean, he is the defining superhero. First thing that comes to my mind when you say Superman is Alex Ross. Specifically, the Kingdom Come version of Superman. I love the older look of Superman in that series, where he's got kind of the gray hair on the sides. He's still built like a jack shit house or brick house, But he just looks older. He's got a little bit more wear and tear on him. He's got a few years under his belt, and he looks great. Not only that, I just love the suit design for Kingdom Come, Alex. For Kingdom Come Superman, I love that black S. Oh my god, it looks so cool.
He's got that really cool spit curl. I mean, it's Alex Ross, right? So I hear where you're coming from. He's a defining artist for a lot of characters.
Yes.
But yeah, his Superman, definitely stands out. You got that black S, you got the kind of gray hair. He's still jacked, but he's like a little bit older, so the muscles aren't as tight.
Yeah.
So, and man, I don't think he's looked better than he did in Kingdom Come. Don't think he looked better in Kingdom Come. Other than what I think of. When I think of Superman, I think Dan Jurgens. Ooh. I see Dan Jurgens when I think of Superman. Absolutely.
Let me see.
Let's see. Let me pull up some Dan Jurgens Superman. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, especially like this Death of Superman stuff here. I think Dan Jurgens, when I think of Superman, when I hear Superman, I see these images of him for sure.
You're talking about the mullet.
Not quite the mullet. The mullet was afterwards, but I'm talking about here's like the mullet stuff, but I'm talking about like something like this.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like the mullet stuff, but man.
For Superman, how do you feel about the trunks? Take them or leave them?
You mean like on the outside, like wearing his underwear on the outside?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I like that. I don't care. Like it doesn't offend me if he doesn't have trunks. It doesn't offend me when like the trunks are too long or a different color. I don't think that small of a image or design is that characteristic enough that any change to it is like ruins the character. Like some people seem to affect by it. Okay. I don't care. But when I think of Superman, I think of the red trunks for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, I think the red trunks kind of help break up that color palette, and it just really helps balance everything out in terms of his outfit. Which I mean, I didn't hate the New 52 version because that was a real big thing when they first showed the New 52 suit. It's like, oh, they took the trunks. That was a policy at the time. New 52, the policy was no trunks. Superheroes will not wear trunks.
Yeah, they did a lot of changes for and again, I don't like this, like trunks or not trunks, it's still Superman to me. I don't think that changes Superman at all, But I just think there's something about how powerful Dan Jurgens' artwork is, especially the Superman, that is just defining to me for sure. For sure. We got some good ones in the chat. Kurt Swan, that's another great one. Gilmer's right there with you, bro. You saying Alex Ross, Superman for sure. A lot of Kurt Swan. I get it. Kurt Swan. Jose Luis Garcia is another one that I would think of because those are the ones that those were like the character models DC used for like everything, like merchandising, stuff like that,
Well, it's very much somebody mentioned in the chat, but it's very much you can tell what your favorite hero artists and stuff like that, such as for Superman, based on your age. Because I think a lot of people, I think if you will ask a certain demographic of people, Batman, for example, they're going to say Greg Capullo.
That makes sense.
Right?
And I think a lot of this is character or is generational or, defining on when you started comic books. I don't think it's quite generational. I think it might be when you started reading comic books. Same thing goes with like the Ninja Turtles. Some people, when they think of Ninja Turtles, they think of the cartoon. Some people think of maybe like the Mirage comic. Some people think of IDW stuff. Some people think of the movie. Some people think of, the Nickelodeon animated series. That just shows how important and significant these types of characters are, that they've gone through so many iterations that it's applied enough to society where you can basically tell how old somebody is by what their Ninja Turtles are or what their Superman is sometimes, Tim Sale, that's another good one. That's especially, man, I just got that All-Star or Superman for All Seasons.
I need to read that.
Oh, bro, I haven't read it yet. It's beautiful. It's thick Superman, which I do like. I don't think he needs to be like, swimmer body because, I mean, how much resistance is there for Superman in the world where he can really get, refined muscles because he's so strong, right? Same with Frank Quietly. Frank Quietly is another one with All-Star Superman where they show how he kind of like, he kind of like when he's Clark Kent, he kind of hunches over a little bit and he kind of squabbles himself down. And he totally looks different,
Yeah, I prefer a Superman that's not cut. It doesn't it doesn't look like Ronnie Coleman under the suit. You know what I'm saying? I like this more of a strongman build to him. Like Tim Sale's a great example. I love the way that he draws him.
I love the way I love the chunkier Superman too. Yeah. And look, here it is. How he shows he kind of hunches over. He even gives himself like a double chin a little bit.
Yeah.
Compared to like when he's Superman, he stands upright and then everything just kind of falls into place.
Well, that was one of the interesting things. If you saw if you remember Richard Donner's Superman movie, that was one of the things where, and forgive me because I'm really tired. It's been a long day. What's his face? The actor. I'm really tired.
Christopher Reeves.
Thank you. Christopher Reeves. There's an iconic scene where he shows you how he gets away with it, and Christopher Reeves is kind of hunched over. He's got the glasses on, and then in a span of a few seconds, he straightens out. He takes the glasses off, and he kind of changes his posture, and you buy it. You buy it. You're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Next, imagine not, John Byrne. Not for me. I wasn't really reading Superman when John Byrne was on it. So it's one of those things where when I started reading Superman, it was Dan Jurgens for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wolverine.
Oh man.
Wolverine, everybody. Who's your Wolverine? I mean, when you close your eyes and you hear Wolverine, what artist comes in your head?
You know what? Only because this is the era that it comes from probably my favorite X-Men run, Jerome Pena.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I know that's kind of going to be blasphemy for a lot of people, because a lot of people, Wolverine's been around so long. But if you have to ask me, I love Jerome Pena's version of Wolverine.
That was from Uncanny X-Force. Okay.
Uncanny X-Force, yeah, man. I love. God, you want to talk about an artist that I wish you could draw that whole run, because man, it would have fucking been amazing. But his art in Uncanny X-Force is just, oh my god.
No, absolutely, dude. Like, and also for me, let me ask you this then: what costume do you think of?
Okay, so Wolverine, the first thing that comes to mind is the brown suit. I don't go for the traditional yellow and the blue. I like the brown suit.
So like the John Byrne brown with the big red belt.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
So when I think of, here's Jerome Pena and some Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah, I like how he draws. I like Wolverine's helmet that way. The oversized. One of those ears. It's not really ears because they're attached to the eyes, but I'm not a fan of it being huge.
I hear you. So for me, let me see. When I think of Wolverine, I think Sam Keith.
Oh wow!
Specifically, this image right here. This is like the first Wolverine image or comic I think I ever read, and just this whole like curly Q phone cord, Like this kind of crazy muscle structure. I mean, this is the cover, but like the inside art when he was doing bloody, I forgot the name of the series with Peter David. But yeah, that's the image I think of, is just more this kind of, muscular, more defined, the big ears or whatever that is on the side, the hairy arms, stout characteristics. That's what I think of when I think of Wolverine, is like this image here. The first one I was showing, I have a t-shirt of this just because like this is like one of my favorite images of all time, and I always think of this character or this image of Wolverine when I think of Wolverine. It's just I think Sam Keith every time.
Yeah, they I think more and more over the years they've kind of played a little fast and loose with his height. Wolverine's a short guy. What is he? 5'4"? Supposed to be 5'5"?
Something like that. Maybe shorter, 5'2", maybe 5 foot even. I don't know, but yeah, he's supposed to be. He's not typically a smaller dude.
Yeah, they play fast and loose with that stuff, though.
Man, there's some good ones here in the chat, dude. Jim Lee Wolverine, absolutely. Like, that's definitely like my top 5 is going to be Jim Lee in there for sure. Frank Miller is another good one. Silvestri, John Byrne. Here's an off one. Mike Mignola. Yeah. Some more Jim Lee love. This is another one I think of too, YP, the Kuberts. I do think about the Kuberts because, again, that was my formative time in comic books during that time, was definitely the Kuberts. I also think Art Adams. Especially like that Wolverine image I'm showing here is like an homage to, there's like a Art Adams one that's like that. That was like a standee and stuff. That's that same kind of position. Brown and orange suit, Hawkeye, John Cassidy suit from Astonishing X-Men. I usually think about the like this suit, this brown and orange or whatever. That or the X-Force suit, like the gray suit. I love him in a gray suit for some reason.
You want to talk about an artist, man? That X-Men run with John Cassidy, that took years to finish. Years. That book was constantly getting delayed. What was it, like 4 or 5 years before? Because it's not long, right? It's only 18, 20 issues, I think, something like that.
I thought that was fairly monthly.
Was it? I could have swore that it ran into delay after delay.
I'm gonna have to look because now you piqued my interest.
I could have swore that book took a few years to come out.
I mean, you could. Maybe you're thinking of Planetary, but
no, I know Planetary. Planetary it took forever.
Yep, dude, it was like 7 years between those last couple issues or something like that. Let's see here. So here's mycomicshop.com. I use this because it does have like published dates. So let's see. July 2004.
Okay.
August. Oh no, wait. That's all number 1. I love this cover. That Gabriel Del Auto cover is great.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful stuff.
August 2004, September 2004, October.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
November, December, January 2005, February, March. Looks like April was skipped and went down to May, June, July, August. Okay, here's where you get the big jump then. Yeah, this might be where it's at. Between 12 and 13, and from August 2005 to April 2006.
It's almost 8. That's 8 months?
Something like that. Yeah. I think this is where I fell off because of the gap. I think that's when I kind of just, fell off my radar. And then June, and then August. So there was a little bit of gaps here and there.
Yeah. December,
February.
May, man.
May, then October.
Whew.
And then here you go. From October to January. That's still like 4 months, but still. You know. Hey, those 5-6 months can feel like a year, like retrospectively for sure.
Well, it's John Cassidy's just not a monthly guy. I'm surprised he made it as long as he did. He lasted, what was that, close to a year? Straight monthly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
and not too bad in between. You get like 5 or 6 months in between a couple of them, you know.
He must have been grinding it out, man, because damn.
It might even be like, who knows? It could have been Josh Whedon too, because he was, you know, he was a big TV director and writer and stuff like that too at the time. So, and that's the thing. Afterwards, people don't really realize or remember about the delays. Like Dark Knight was delayed a long time. The last issue of Watchmen was delayed a long time. So yeah.
I think like anything, if it's great, history won't remember the delays and all that stuff. It's they delivered.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's always things like delays, things that happen, like, oh, this person got sick, or there was a delay for this, or there was a bad situation with that. None of that matters once the product is out. All anybody's ever going to remember is going to be the product, right? So, some people are throwing some ones in here in the chat, but what about Batman?
Oh, that's easy for me. For me, it's Jim Lee.
Oh yeah,
yeah. No, it's 100% Jim Lee.
Batman Hush for you, huh?
Yeah. I think Batman Hush. I think that the tread marks on the boot, which Jim Lee famously now regrets doing that because now he's got to work time. It's like it's a pain in the ass. For me, it's 100% Jim Lee. It's so many iconic images just from that Batman Hush stuff. There's that scene where he's kissing Catwoman in the rain.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Oh yeah, that rooftop kiss, 100%, dude. Yeah,
iconic. You see it on posters and stuff like that of every kid in the 2000s. This is to me peak Jim Lee. Don't get me wrong, I loved his stuff in the 90s was great. Stuff doing the X-Men and all that stuff, but this to me is Jim Lee at his best. There is a reason why this man is largely regarded one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. I mean, just look at that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
I mean, he can do it all, bro. He can do it all. Like buildings, like the folds in the fabric. Like
it's a shame we don't get It's a shame we don't get interiors from him anymore. I mean, he's busy running basically DC Comics and all that stuff, but damn, man, when he is at his best, he is really just on another level from a lot of people.
No, Jim Lee is probably like my second thought for Batman. Absolutely. Just because of the Hush run, for sure. Not just that, but it's like Jim Lee is one of those artists that has inspired so many future artists, like current artists now, that you see his work in their work.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And if you really want to know what it takes to make it and what it takes to be somebody of Jim Lee's caliber, go listen to his interview on Fat Man on Batman, which it's years and years old. It's Kevin Smith's podcast. And he goes into detail of what it was that he did, which basically amounted to, I think he dropped out of medical school or something like that, right? He was going to do it or he didn't go to it. And for about a year or 2 years, he treated this as his job. He'd wake up, draw, go to bed, eat and all that other stuff. And then he'd wake up, draw, and do it again the next day.
Yeah. No, he made it through medical school. I think he has a degree. I think he wasn't quite going through the residency yet or whatever. I don't know how it works, but he went through it. But yeah, like he said, he would get up and act like he had the job already. He'd sit at the table for 8 hours a day and bang it all out,
Incredible.
Bang it all out. This image here is my favorite Hush image though. The split here.
It's iconic.
Dude, I have a poster of this. That was the promotional poster that was in comic book stores, and it's two like skinny posters. So like one side's the Batman and the hero side, and the other is the Hush and the villain side. So it's two posters that you put together. It's awesome. I love this image. They did a variant cover for this that was only given out to certain retailers that went to like a certain summit, and that book is stupid expensive, bro.
Is it really? Jeez.
Oh yeah, yeah. So for me, when I think of Batman, it's Norm Brayfogle. This is my Batman. Like when I was reading Batman, like a little bit before Nightfall, most of Nightfall itself. I mean, I love this Batman. The long ears. I go for long ear Batman. Norm Brayfogle long ears.
I don't care for it.
Kelly Jones's long ears.
Okay.
You know,
I don't care for the long ears. I like the stubby ears on Batman.
the stubby ears.
Mm-hmm.
Again, everybody's got their opinion. That's the thing. Again, with Batman, everybody has their Batman. You know, and that's what's so interesting about that character.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Norm Brayfogle stuff during this time frame. Norm Brayfogle, Jim Lee, maybe Neil Adams. I'm just naming off names that's coming to my mind off the top of my head.
Neil Adams, I think, is Jess's, if I'm not mistaken.
I would assume so.
I think that was his era.
Like I love this Joker cover here. It's a Batman 450, 451 cover. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of this Batman, right? The gray shirt and like the bluish cowl, the light blue cowl.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. Yeah. Yep. True graphic novel, Neil Adams. Here's another one. Psycho Cleveland, Mazzucchelli. That works. Batman Year One. Jason Fabok.
Now, if I were to ask you, Joker, what would be your Joker artist? Because I've got mine. And I'm pretty sure it's the basic bitch answer, but I have to go with it.
I'm trying to think. Joker. Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, we're going with the Bruce Timm stuff.
Bruce Timm.
Okay, all right.
Bruce Timm.
For me,
other than that, it's Norm Brayfogle again. Like he's my Batman artist.
For me, it's
I really hate Jim Lee's Joker. It's the worst Joker. I hate it. I
don't like his
hate
design.
it, dude. Hate it.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's Brian Bowling for me.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I think I had to change my answer.
That's why I said it's the basic bitch answer. It's Brian Bowling.
Dude, I have it tattooed across my chest. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, no, it's 100% Brian Bowling. I mean, just pull up some images of it. It's just, oh my god.
I mean, Killing Joke, right?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. I got to change my answer. I got to reprogram my brain to think of Brian Bowling because that has to be the right answer. Because I got this tattooed on my chest. I got this Killing Joke image.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful stuff, man. It's terrifying, but it is beautiful work.
Man. Yeah, definitely iconic for sure. Oh, look at that.
Look at that image, yeah. He's got kind of that stretchy face with that chin that's just a mile long. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then of course, can't go wrong with him shooting Backer on the spine.
When that was a thing a few years ago that they were trying to cancel that book or something dumb like that, I think.
Yeah.
It's an iconic book. Leave it alone.
It's an important book. I mean, come on. Like, that's such a defining moment in Batman's mythos.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. And I think Alan Moore, well, this was a throwaway book for him, right? I think again, I'm exhausted, so don't quote me on any of this, but I thought I had read he had 2 books left that he had to do with his contract with DC, and this was something he just put together. I might be wrong on that.
What was something that was just put together?
What was that?
I didn't hear that whole sentence. What was something that was just put together?
I might be wrong on this, but I could have swore that I've read or heard Alan Moore had 2 contracts left with 2 books left on his contract with DC, and this was just something that he threw out there. He's like, "Yeah, here's a Joker story." I don't even think he likes it too much. I don't know where I've heard that.
He doesn't like anything, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
Iranian Joker, yeah, from shit. Death in the Family. That's like my Joker too. Like with this Joker, like the big, like zoot suit and the hat and stuff. Yeah.
Let me use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back, man.
All right, man. Have fun. Bring me back a surprise. Got some more good stuff in here. Psycho Cleveland, when Killing Joke came out, Dave Sim lambasted it as misogynistic in the letters columns of Cerebus. Yeah, well, ironic, right? Wow. Coming from Dave Sim. Come on now. All right, I'll throw one out for you guys in the chat. Close your eyes. Captain America. Who do you guys think? Captain America. So many defining artists, I think, for Captain America. For me, I'm gonna just go old school and go Jack Kirby. Like that's one of the few characters I think that Jack Kirby created that I still think of when I think of that character. It's Jack Kirby. Ooh, Brian Hitch. Brian Hitch from Gilmer. That's a good one. Hawkeye, you're right with me there too as well. Kirby, Steranko, Epting. Yeah, Epting's great too. Epting's great. Jack Kirby, Cap, but also love Ron Lim. Ron Lim's a good one too. I think Jurgens has a really good, like, iconic Captain America as well. John Byrne, he did a small run of Captain America. That's cool that he did such a small run. That was the President Captain America stuff. You did such a small run that made an impression on you, Hawkeye. That's awesome. Let me see. Let me pull up some John Byrne Cap because there's very little of that out there. I need to slow down when I type a little bit. America. Yeah. Yeah. When I think of John Byrne Cap, I think of this image with the button.
Oh, we're doing Captain America?
Yeah, I was throwing out into the chat since you were gone. We're talking about Captain America artist.
Let me do some.
A lot of people saying Epting.
Was he the one that did the run with Brubaker?
He did like was it the first part, or did he do most of that run? I forget. I get him and Brian Hitch mixed up a lot for some reason.
Because for me, I think of Ed Brubaker's run, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now the artist. Steve Epting, I think, is the major artist on it.
I said Kirby, but I'm trying to think of some other ones that I'm just not a big Captain America guy. Like I read very little Captain America.
You know, I'm in the same boat as you, but I think we can all agree the defining run of the character is probably
Rob Liefeld.
It's probably Ed Brubaker. He brought Bucky back. Captain
America is one of those characters that just like I don't know what it is, But for me, it just feels very difficult for anybody to kind of get it right or get it like enjoyable, you know?
Yeah. But you've read the Brubaker run, right?
Like when it was first coming out, yeah. When I was coming out in singles, I was reading. I need to get those Omnis or something to read it over again.
It might be time for a reread. We might have to do one for the show. That's a lot.
I got to get those issues or something. Is it cheating to say Jim Lee for every character? No, bro, you're good because
man.
A lot of that is effective for me too. Like I love Jim Lee's like Cap too, when he was doing like that Fantastic Four, Heroes Reborn stuff. And when he was doing Uncanny X-Men, like that first issue, 267, is that the one with Wolverine and Black Widow on the cover? There's that image where he's just jumping into that band of ninjas, like off the roof into this whole like pile of ninjas. It's awesome.
This isn't to discredit, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, all those guys that went to Image at the time, but Jim Lee going there, that was like the cherry on top. Well,
that's what made it happen. That's what made it. Oh shit, we got this is a big deal, because he was Marvel's golden boy. Like he was such a company man, where he was just really all about being with the company and stuff, and keeping the company happy and things like that. No, Ron Garney, I haven't really read that Mark Waid stuff, so it's not a character defining image for me to do Ron Garney.
I got one.
Who do you got?
Daredevil.
Joe Quesada.
Oh, you're going with Quesada.
Absolutely, dude. I love Joe Quesada's Captain America. His Daredevil.
Okay.
I have it right here in my spinner rack. Like it's always within arm's reach of me.
Those covers. Yeah, that cover is beautiful. I love that one.
Dude, I don't know if I have it here. No, I think it's issue 6. There's this page in issue 6 after Karen Page is killed, where he has it, where it's like this probably like 30 like really skinny panels. It's all one image, but it's all broken up into these skinny panels, and he's holding a gun like he's contemplating suicide. And it's just beautiful, and it's so powerful for being such a static image. Like that's what does it for me.
Oh man, that's you want to talk about a character that's had so many fucking amazing artists. It's a tie for me between Frank Miller and Alex Moev. Two kind of polar different artists.
Oh yeah, I mean totally different styles. One's super clean and one is like that gritty. Yeah. Yeah, I love this Joe Quesada. Like, I mean, just him on the cross is an iconic image, dude.
Mm-hmm.
David Max, another good one.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong. As Chris Samney. I'm sure for a generation of people, it'll be Chris Samney. His art is beautiful in that book.
You know what? I'll take it a little bit further than that. Chris Samney, I love Chris Samney a lot, but I really loved Paulo Rivera when he did those that first arc with Mark Waid.
That's another one where it's a shame that I really wish he could have kept going. I love the first arc he does on it. He's very experimental. I love the stuff that he does in that first arc with playing with Daredevil's superpowers and how he maps it out. It looks fantastic. It looks great.
Man, I really wish I could find that Joe Quesada page I was talking about, but whatever. Yeah, no, I mean, I loved Paulo Rivera. Like I was in. There's that part where Matt has that client and he's keeping him at his house, right? And his client's blind also. Is he blind? I want to say he's blind, but he opens up his cabinet, and his cabinet is just filled with different types of teas that just smell amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then all these bullets get shot through his window, and you see Matt like tackling them to get them out of the way, and the bullets making like he draws the bullet noise is like the panel itself. It's so good.
What is Paulo Rivera doing these days?
He's like a fine artist, I think.
No.
Oh, such good stuff from Paulo Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
Just a clean line too, dude. He's just so clean. I love the weight. I mean, there's even like weight to like the line here, like the
Yeah.
line of the Billy Club going out. Okay. Let's see. Another character. Hulk. Ooh, some good stuff here. Chris Samney Daredevil. JR Daredevil is another great one.
Yeah, that was peak JR. It hasn't been the same since for me. But you know, the consensus.
And I have to say JR when he was doing Man Without Fear. Like the regular run he was doing with Innocenti or whatever is all right. Like I like it, it's fine. But if you talk about peak JR is definitely Man Without Fear.
Yeah, I mean the consensus seems to be with JR is he lives and dies by his colorist.
Yeah, I can see that. I know what you mean. And his inker too. I mean, like, it's Klaus Janson or it's Dave Stewart. No, not Dave Stewart. I forgot the guy that's normally his inker, but yeah, it's. I think a lot of his inkers are kind of do a lot of the heavy lifting sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sasmirth, he knows what's up. He's got his Gary Frank. Is it Gary Frank or is that? Nah, it's got to be Gary Frank. That's not Del Keown. When I think of Hulk, I think Ed McGuinness.
Ed McGuinness.
I love Ed McGuinness's Hulk. There's so many like No, I'm lying. I'm taking that back. I'm going Sal Buscema, like that messy hair. Like that was the stuff like when I fell in love with the Hulk. I used to watch the Hulk TV show when I was like a little kid. Like there's pictures of me watching it, pretending I'm the Hulk and stuff.
The thumbs out and everything like that at the end.
Sad Hulk music.
Do you remember the episode where Daredevil had to represent the Hulk in court?
Yeah, that was a movie. Yeah, that was the movie. That also had like a really weak Thor in it too, I want to believe.
Yeah, it did.
It is Del Keown. Okay. Ooh, Richard Corbin's a hardcore one.
Yeah, kids, for those of you that are out there that don't know, there was an Incredible Hulk TV show. It had Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. I think this was even before I was born.
Definitely. It was like 80, it was like 83 or 84 or something like that, maybe even earlier.
And they did this whole crossover event where Daredevil had to represent the Hulk in court.
Yeah, Trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the Hulk I think of, and I think Sal Buscema Hulk with the messy hair and stuff. Where he's not super buff, like, you know, again, another character that I don't think needs to be like super buff or like cut, you know.
For me, the Hulk, I think of he was with Jeff Loeb. He did the majority of that run. The Red Hulk stuff. Ed McGuinness.
Yeah.
You know, the writing was what it was on that book, but I really like the art in that book.
Ed McGuinness knows how to do like big, powerful characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that whole mystery of who was the Red Hulk. I mean, everybody guessed it months.
Well, it felt like everybody knew what it was, and then Jeff Loeb like called an audible and made it General Ross. Everybody knew it was going to be Steve Talbot.
Mm-hmm.
Herb Trimpe is another great one. I think he's done the most Hulk. I think it's probably Herb Trimpe. 181, like all that stuff.
Hulk to me is that character that out of everyone, the reset of, okay, we got a new writer, new artist, so we got to reset the character. Hulk really is just that.
You know, Joe Bennett's another good one too.
Mm.
Dave Finch.
What was his name? The one that did Immortal Hulk? Was that Joe Bennett?
Joe Bennett, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
I love this image. Joe Justico. Here it is. This is what I was looking for.
Some of that
Who's your
horror
favorite Hulk?
stuff, man. Some of that horror stuff that Joe Bennett was doing was oof. It was rough. It was beautiful, but man, it made you squirm a little bit.
Here we go. We got Kirby, Trimp, Ramita, Gil Kane, Sal Buscema, John Buscema, Frank Miller, John Byrne, Starlin, George Perez. George Perez is another one that usually comes to mind for me too. McFarlane. Purvis did great stuff, but he did like, I don't know, like a handful of issues. I think he went to animation. Liefeld, Diodato, Art Adams, Dale Keown, Gary Frank, Alan Davis, Ramita Jr., Adam Kubert, Frank Cho, Lee Weeks, McGinnis, Ron Garney is another good one, and Joe Bennett on this list. Oh, I'm not even sharing it. Shit. This is what I'm talking about.
Frank Cho.
Yeah, Frank Cho. I don't really think much of Frank Cho for almost anything that isn't like hot chicks.
What's your favorite version of Hulk? You just like a slab of meat, or are you a Ronnie Coleman guy?
Oh no, like Sal Buscema, like
Yeah.
chunky muscle. You know, again, like Hulk's not out there doing a bunch of cardio. Like, you know, he's just brutish. You know, I like that brute strength style Hulk. You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't even have abs. He doesn't need to be cut. You know, I mean that's what it was like. There was like the end of like, you know, we talk about like Dale Keown. We're talking about like Gary Frank. Like they made him like handsome. Like look at Gary Frank on here. Like look, he's handsome Hulk. Cool, whatever. Not for me. You know.
I will say, I think, kind of talking about the movies and stuff. I miss old Hulk in the Marvel movies. I'm done with Smart Hulk. I'm done with. I'm tired of it already. Can we get back to Hulk being Hulk?
Yeah, I want him to. I just want Hulk smash. Like, I don't need him sitting there in a cafe taking pictures with kids. That's cool. That's fun. You can do that. But hopefully they do that where it's like he's just pure animalistic. Like Ragnarok was a really good Hulk, I think.
It struck a good balance. I liked him in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But I think they went too far, and now it's run its course. Let's go back a little bit.
Go back where?
I'm talking about the movies. Let's kind of scale back maybe to the Avengers or the Ragnarok version of Hulk. I'm not feeling the super intelligent Hulk anymore.
I wouldn't mind seeing Joe fix it though.
I wonder if we'll get Joe fix it.
But I do just want Hulk smash. You know, I want to see him on the run from the military stuff, like those first movies, like the Ang Lee stuff. You know, where all it is just him running from the military. That's what I like to see. What's another good character here? Spider-Man. Who's your Spider-Man?
Oh. Excuse me. It's okay. So for me, it's between Todd McFarlane.
Good old Toddy Mac.
Just because I grew up with it. Sorry, man. I'm losing my voice. It's been a rough week.
Yeah.
I apologize. Excuse me, guys. And Mark Bagley.
Dude, Bagley is exactly who I think of when I think of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's Bagley for me, 100%.
It's Ultimate Spider-Man. We grew up with it, you know?
Well, for me, it's like Maximum Carnage era and like a little bit before that.
Yeah.
That's when I was reading Spider-Man. He just has this like slick style like to Spider-Man. You know, it's very on model, and it's very like branding. Like you can put that on, you can put his artwork on like a t-shirt, a cup, underwear, you know, beach balls, umbrellas. Like
Yeah.
His stuff is great for like branding and stuff like that. But he's such a good Spider-Man artist that he was knocking out 2 Spider-Man books at the same time. He was doing Amazing and he was doing Ultimate. And you could see the difference. He drew Ultimate as a younger Spider-Man. You could see it in his body shapes and stuff.
I don't know how he did it. I really don't.
Oh, the guy's a monster, bro. He was always pumping out like 2 books a month.
Yeah, he's yeah. So for me, Toddy, simply because that was the Spider-Man I grew up with. It was the 90s.
Mhm.
And he came up with that the web that's like a spaghetti and it's wrapped up into each other and stuff like that, which I think he's even said that it's a pain in the ass to draw and he kind of regrets it. But look, the anatomy really doesn't make too much sense when you think about it. But it looks fucking awesome.
It's comic books, bro. Like, come on.
It's comic books. And that's what I love about it. It's just pure comic books. And it defined a generation for me. That's the reason why I like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I mean the big eyes, the kind of twisty. He's so dynamic. Like,
yeah,
he changed the way Spider-Man is drawn, where you can break the anatomy and twist them up, and it works better than just him swinging straight on at you. No, one leg's here, one leg's there. There's an arm here. There's all these different planes and stuff going on. So yeah.
Yeah,
but dude, Mark Bagley's my man, dude. This is exactly what I think of. Yeah,
Ultimate Spider-Man, dude. I think him and Brian Michael Bendis, do they have the record for the longest run?
I want to say it's 110 issues. I think it is the longest run of a team.
Jesus.
I mean, you look like Amazing Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. You can see the difference on all of that stuff. Amazing.
He just gets better as he goes through that run too.
Yeah. Stegman's another good one, but not for me. What do we got in the chat? 100% Todd. See what's up. John Romita Sr.
Good choice.
Senior and Bagley. Romita and Todd McFarlane. Ross Andrew. This is another one where it's kind of showing like, your generation a little bit too with Spider-Man, I believe. All right, here's Seismith. The real question is, who's the best MJ artist?
John Romita Sr.
There's no doubt.
No, it's John Romita Sr. He defined
the
look. For me, he defined the look.
I think that's her look, is the bangs and like the straight, red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Pichelli.
Sarah Pichelli's a great artist. It's a shame she's working with such a lackluster writer right now.
What is she doing right now?
Scarlet Witch with Steve Orlando.
I thought that's supposed to be amazing.
It's Steve Orlando. I still haven't looked at it. Just heard that it's good.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take your chance sometimes, but burn me twice.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Who's your Wonder Woman? I think I know everybody's answer, but let's see.
Well, I mean, it's either going to be George Perez, or for me, it's going to be the run with Brian Azzarello. Is it Frank Cho?
Cliff Chang.
No, Cliff Chang. Yeah, Cliff Chang.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh my God, the art in that run is
Yeah, we already got it. I knew there's gonna be a lot of George Perez happening.
Yeah, it's George Perez.
Brian Boland. Oh, that's another good one. For me, I'm going Jim Lee.
Jim Lee, wow.
Jim Lee, like the pants, like Jim Lee's my Wonder Woman.
Oh man, I love George Perez's design of her though.
There's no doubt. I think George Perez. I mean, again, he's like one of those artists. Like I was saying with Jim Lee earlier, where subsequent artists that done Wonder Woman later It's George Perez like in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, George Perez stuff is in there. The way they draw the hair, the curly hair, stuff like that. J.G. Jones, Gilbert Hernandez. I don't know if I've ever seen Gilbert Hernandez's Wonder Woman.
But if those of you out there, if you haven't read Brian Azzarello's New 52 run with Cliff Chang's art, oh my God, you're missing out. Amazing.
He's got such a different art style for sure.
Mm-hmm. How he draws the different pantheon of gods and stuff. Oh, just beautiful stuff. That Absolute Edition, the art in that must be chef's kiss.
Dude, I need to get those absolutes. Just for this. Like, oh my God.
Look at these covers. Yeah.
Look at that. God damn. Yeah, he knows how to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think I like the interior art more than the covers because the covers have kind of more of a flat like feel to it.
Well,
but then you get into the inside art and you get like this stuff that's just like more dynamic.
Well, not only is the art great, but the story is actually really compelling as well. He redoes Wonder Woman's origin, and I like the changes he makes. I think they've since
they took away the stupid like, oh, I made her out of clay and just really wished for her to come to life, Pinocchio kind of thing.
Yeah, he dumped all that stuff. I think they've retconned it now, though.
Sure, whatever. It's all fluid. My headcanon though is she's you know bastard child of Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one where she's kissing Superman. And that's one of my favorite images of Jim Lee too, of her kissing Superman too. Yeah, dude, look at this. That's the Torpedo Comics exclusive covers. All right. Trying to think.
Hey man, I don't got much left in my voice.
Okay.
We're almost at an hour mark, so
yeah. No, dude, that hour went by quick, bro. Right on.
We need to do. Let's run this back next week with Riley and Jess. This has been fun.
Yeah, I think we need more. I think this would be fun again with more people with the other bros on.
I had a lot of fun. It's just my voice is shot.
Yeah, I can hear you, dude. You're struggling. You sound like a smoker right now.
It's pretty bad.
But you know what's not pretty bad is actually pretty darn awesome is our sponsor of the show, everybody, InStockTrades.com. Yes, once again, InStockTrades.com. You have to be in the know, and this is the place to be in the know is InStockTrades.com with discounts ranging from 35%, 50%, 60%, a lot of times more. InStockTrades.com. You get an extra 2% discount. You make an order, you make another order, bam, extra 2% discount. Free shipping, which is awesome and also extremely helpful. Shipping is usually pretty expensive. Free shipping in the U.S. on orders of only $50 or more. That's simple if you're buying omnibuses. $50 or more gets you free shipping. No matter how much you spend, you still get awesome customer service, best packaging. InStockTrades.com. Everybody, if you haven't been there before, check them out. If you have been there before, you know what's up, and you're going there again and again and again. InStockTrades.com, the sponsor of OmniBros Live here on YouTube. All right. So with that said, everybody, we appreciate you guys showing up. We're going to cut this out. We're right at the hour mark. Join us tomorrow is the Manga Bros, Riley and Gio hanging out talking about manga. We'll be back on Monday with some reads, hauls, and the week's releases like we always do on Mondays. Thanks again, everybody, for showing up. We're out of here. Out.
Good night,
out.
Everyone.
Out, son.
Good
We are
night,
out.
man.